back to the Chase with Jace. It's been a minute. We had a week off, just like those LSU Tigers. We need a bye week too.
Bye week. Yeah, we're back in the saddle though this week, baby.
Oh yeah. And there was a lot that we missed. So obviously there's a big game this week, but we have to talk about LSU and Ole Miss, and really that raised a lot of eyebrows. 2 weeks ago when LSU was down again. It was kind of like the same old song and dance all season long, but LSU bounced back, and not only they bounced back, being down, I believe 17-3 early on, but they actually outscored Ole Miss 42-3 the rest of the football game, and actually put a tweet out like during I think the third or fourth quarter. But Jaden Daniels has had more touchdowns these last two games than he's had all season long previous. So right now, this is a different LSU football team right now.
And that's what we're looking for. I know we been speaking all season, and we kind of got off to that, that first game, just dating all the way back to the first game and just seeing where we are now. This is what we wanted to see, and we knew it was early in the Brian Kelly era. We had new quarterbacks, we had new linemen that we were trying to get together. And I just think right now, man, you're seeing a totally different team, a more focused team, and we're seeing the fruits of those labors of a lot of things that we saw or we heard that was going on in the off season, and we're starting to see some of those things starting to trickle in and starting to find its place right here, right on time to me, really, in the meat of the season.
Yeah, and crazy enough, as up and down the season has been, if LSU this week does beat Alabama, they are number one in the SEC West. So it shows you what kind of season has been. But right now, LSU is clicking on all cylinders, and they are in a perfect position to be where they're at right now.
And that's what we talk about. When you're playing SEC, I mean, you never know. I mean, if any given Saturday, I mean, you never know, what team is going to show up or what matchups for different teams are going to be, certain matchups that make great games, or, certain things where we think one thing may happen just because it look like that on paper. But when you actually see those guys match up and you got different things happening, then you got to play the game.
And LSU, it wasn't just the LSU Ole Miss game. It wasn't just an Ole Miss team. This was a number 7 ranked Ole Miss team this year, undefeated, and really from the beginning, we still had those same type of issues of starting off the gate slow. But then when LSU was able to really get into the second half, that's when Matt House, the defensive corner, has been just outstanding this year, making adjustments, and we've really seen two different defenses from the first half to the second half too.
Right. Well, and that just hats off to the coaching, because when you're able to go in at halftime and be able to make adjustments to what teams are doing to you, and you come back out and you can execute those adjustments, man. That hats off to the coaching staff on being able to see the things they need to see during the first half, and then having a plan in place to be able to fix those things coming into the second half. And we were definitely able to see that, and not only defensively but offensively.
And Jaden Daniels, and I'm going to talk to you about this, Coach. It's just been really different, and I think a lot of it is what we've seen when Joe Burrow first came to LSU. A lot of coming in mid-year and just trying to get that chemistry right with the receivers. And it was about late in the season, before the 2018 season, is when Burrow started to feel comfortable with the receivers and comfortable in the offense. It's kind of similar fashion right now with Jaden Daniels. It seems like these last couple of weeks, even going back to maybe late in the Tennessee game and certainly the Florida games when we went off, that he's really starting to get it in his offense. What have you really seen from Jaden Daniels these last couple of weeks that really makes you think that he's really taking the next step?
Well, I've seen a guy that have developed a lot of trust over the season, and trust in his offensive line, trust in his wide receivers. I think early on, while he was trying to build that trust, I think he depended on himself more than maybe we have needed to. But he was still efficient. He take off running with it, a little bit prematurely at times, but still make some good things happen. But now I think he's been able to understand that getting his other guys involved, trusting the dog, that the line going to do their job, and he can stand in there and deliver the ball down the field, or be able to hand it off to our running backs because they've been doing a much better job over the last couple of weeks. Goodwin and Williams. So both of those guys have been carrying the load, and we just seeing a lot of trust around the board all the way around, and it all started with Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, and what you mentioned, the running backs. I mean, Josh Williams has become a phenomenal story this year, what he's been able to do, and then having Goodwin back in the lineup. That's been a really good 1-2 punch. But you really feel like that the offensive line has finally really settled in to their role. And this offensive line right now, and led by two freshmen, left tackle and the right tackle, it's been really fun watching those guys play.
Yeah, and man, the future of LSU offensive line is going to be intact. Cause those guys got to stay at least 2 more years for us. So man, they're going to be here, and the experience and the games these guys get to play in as freshmen is almost unreal.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're going out there playing as veteran guys. I mean, and we knew that we had two stellar offensive linemen when we got them.
Yeah.
But never in a million years thought that they would be able to do the things that they're doing as a freshman in this league right here. So my hats go off to those guys. And we also got a chance to see in the Tennessee game when Will Campbell didn't play that it made a difference.
It made a difference.
It made a difference. So those guys are different makers.
And it shows you how promising the future is because it's just not those 2 tackles. But look at the freshman class in its entirety. Harold Perkins is playing at All-American level right now. And Mason Taylor at tight end is making a lot of really good plays. So this freshman sign class is a good sign for the future.
It's shaping up.
It's shaping up.
Even though Brian Kelly had, he had a chance to get in there late and on these guys. But I think that it's shaping up. And I think the future is bright over there. Because even with the class right before this one, matching those 2 up together, man, it's just going. I think that we're pretty good right now.
Yep, and that leads into we're pretty much a good time to have a bye week, especially after the 2 games that they had against Florida, and then certainly their best game all year long against Ole Miss. And then you go into the bye week, you get a chance to get healthy. Guys like Major Burns and Jack Besh and a lot of those guys come back healthy and have a chance to play and contribute. But also, you're riding right now, you're hot, and then right around the corner after the bye is LSU, Alabama, which always comes down to the SEC West.
Yes,
between
indeed.
those 2, and it's going to come down to the SEC West again this Saturday. And it's just going to be your typical LSU, Alabama with a lot on the line, a lot of talent on both teams. Different coaching matchup. We get to see Brian Kelly first time against Nick Saban at LSU.
Correct.
He's coached against him at Notre Dame. But this will be the first version we get to see that rivalry. And if you're not excited for this game, then you shouldn't be watching college football because this is like the epitome of college football this Saturday.
It's gonna be big, man. It's I've been seeing it all week. It already done started with a lot of fans with the Hate Alabama week, going on, and I know that's going both ways though. I mean, it's gonna be electrifying in there. It's gonna be big. I mean, these guys this has been this way since I can remember. LSU, Alabama. Under the lights. There's no better game or no better atmosphere to be in.
It's going to be a sold-out stadium. They just announced that it's going to be sold out for LSU on Saturday night.
Surprise.
Not a surprise in the least. But really, the whole SEC could be determined really this Saturday because SEC East, Tennessee and Georgia play. And then LSU and Alabama play. So that whole SEC
just the SEC weekend right here, man. This might be
back-to-back games.
This might be the tale of the who we'll see in the SEC championship right here. But man, like I say, this is that week. All records go out the window when this game comes. It's just great to see that both teams does have a great record and they're actually playing to go to I don't know if they could still automatically go to the SEC, but they'll be in the driver's seat. They'll put you in the driver's seat to be able to, control the rest of your own destiny.
Right, and that's what you want to be. You want to control your own destiny. You don't have to rely on anybody else to control it for you. And LSU, if they beat Alabama, they certainly can do that. Now, Alabama's certainly still a really good football team. They got the defending Heisman Trophy winner and Bryce Young. Will Anderson, who's probably the best player in college football when he's right. But Alabama has also shown this year that they are not invincible. I mean, Tennessee beat them this year. Texas A&M almost had a chance, had them on the ropes to beat them. Texas almost had a chance to beat them too. This is still a really good Alabama football team led by Nick Saban, but they're not invincible this year.
Yeah, and I think that's what we've been seeing all year. I feel good for us going into this game. I mean, not only just because they're, not having one of those years that, that they've had in the past, but we are, I think we got the recipes of what you've seen an Alabama team lose over these last years. I think we got all of those recipes right here. A quarterback that's mobile, that can move around in the pocket, that when everything breaks down, and versus that man defense that they like to play and cover you up, guys running down the field. Maybe you got Jaden Daniels that can, pull it down and still, keep the chains moving, getting first down. And now with him getting comfortable and using his wide receivers, I don't think that, I think our wide receivers match up good against their secondary, And I think with them gaining the trust and and just, them being on the same page now for Jaden Daniels being able to hit these guys and make plays down the field throwing the ball, man, it's going to be a great matchup for it.
Well, one thing is similar when you're talking about defeating Alabama. What's been the difference when Nick Saban does lose a football game? It's been great quarterback play. So Joe Burrow, Johnny Manziel, I mean, all those great games, those quarterbacks won. It's going to take a great performance by Jaden Daniels, similar to what he's been doing the last 2 weeks, in order to give his team a chance against Alabama this Saturday.
I think that he's ready for it. And another thing, just going into this one, where, in the past, some of these games, other than the 2019 game, I thought, the coaching was kind of, the edge always went to Alabama. But, seeing our guys, we just talked about Coach Matt House and what, Coach Denbrock has able to do to, to get Jaden Daniels and that offense rolling. I think the coaching is just even now. So, I think across the board, it's going to be a great game. You're going to see two coaching staffs putting their best game plans together, ready for their best, adjustment packages. I think everybody then had the week off, so they coming with probably a few new wrinkles in there, here and there that they put in or that they've been waiting to, show in this week.
Yep. Well, these are the two winningest head coaches going against each other in terms of wins, active head coaches, Brian Kelly and Nick Saban. So talk about a lot of chess pieces moving around, and chess match is going to be one this Saturday. Basically, I know we talked about keys to victory, but what do you think is going to end up being the final score this past Saturday?
Man,
you were pretty close last time.
Pretty close, huh?
You were this close last time, getting it right. It was pretty similar.
Like I said that time, I don't do too much betting, but if you betting, I'm looking at this. Again, I think we're going to have to put up at least about 35 points to go ahead and solidify it, and we're going to have to be able to defensively, Bryce Young over there, he's been putting up about 40-something points a game. So we're going to definitely have to slow him down. Probably won't be able to stop him. So it's going to be one of those games that we can catch fire on. So I'm going to put a 38-28 score out there. LSU. LSU. I think that we will have the firepower to go ahead and put up about 38 points. Now, it's just another key that I think that that's going to play a role in it is going to be special teams, though. And I think right now, I read something last week or so that we was about almost last in special teams when it comes to the special team unit. We're going to need all three phases. We're going to need to protect the football and have all three phases play well for us to be able to go ahead and do what needs to be done to get this W.
Well, I was at the Ole Miss game, and I think the loudest cheer, despite rushing the field and all of that, I think the loudest cheer was when Gregory Clayton caught the punt. I think the whole stadium went crazy when he caught the punt. So I think
it's never been a time that I can remember where everybody kind of sits on their seats every time the other team punts. Man, we normally get happy when the other team punts.
Right.
A lot of time, just over this year, for whatever reason it is, man, everybody kind of sitting on the edge of their chairs on all the punts.
Well, it's going to be a top 15 matchup in Tiger Stadium for whoever wins this game is going to be the driver's seat for the SEC West title. And then wrapping up, slinging with Marcus here, talk about a little bit about the Woodlawn Panthers, because it's been a 2-game stretch district play. 2 weeks ago, y'all had my alma mater on the ropes, Catholic High.
Man, we had them, man. We ended up, a great game. Came down to the last play of the game. 3 seconds left in the game. Up, got them on the 6. They roll out to the left. Bill makes a throw in the back of the end zone. He puts it in perfect spot, and our guy I think was in great position, but just wasn't great enough. And they they ended up making the catch in the end zone and beating us by 2 points there in a big district showdown. But I saw some great things from our team in that one right there, and obviously Cali High had been ranked at the top of our bracket all year, really for the last 2-3 years, and to be able to have a chance, and right there at the end, I think that kind of says the steps that we've been taking all year long, trying to get up into this point, being the very best that we could be, and then I saw a lot of that transition over to playing Central last week, and then being able to handle business there.
Yeah, that shows really the maturity of the team, because that was another hype matchup like the Zachary game, and y'all were able to really overcome the emotions and just translate that the next week and take care of business against Central. So that really showed a lot of the maturity of the football team. And now another big district matchup at the end of the regular season against Scotlandville. And talk about a really good quarterback matchup. That's going to be a really good quarterback matchup.
I think our district full of great quarterbacks this year. I don't know if it's a better district when you start talking about the quarterback play. Probably I can't even imagine there's even one close. I mean, you got Ricky, LSU, you got Eli, Alabama. I mean, Zay's going to be going somewhere big time.
Beal at Catholic.
You got Beal at Catholic, and even Colin Gross at Liberty. I mean, I think he's a real good player that played a lot of football. So, man, week in and week out, man, I'm seeing some great quarterback play, some guys leading their team, leading their offenses. So, and we have another one of the matchup this Friday with Zay T-Set from Scotlandville. I mean, he's one of the most gifted guys. Yeah. One of the most gifted guys when you start talking about size and arm strength and arm talent that there is.
Well, this is the last week of the regular season. It's pretty crazy to think that, but
I know.
After this,
it feel like just yesterday.
Yeah, I know, with the blink of the eye.
Yep.
But playoffs are coming soon. Next week, the brackets come out, and it's going to be interesting to see where the Panthers are really slotted against at the end of the regular season. But Mark, it's always a pleasure to be on.
Yes, indeed.
Slinging with Marcus is always great to talk some LSU Tiger football and get caught up on what's going on with the Panthers right now.
Already, man. And again, if you don't know, it's going to be a big one here Saturday across the board, man. I can't wait for it.
This is the first time I'm going to LSU, Alabama. I am super
pumped. It's your first one?
First one.
Oh,
first one.
Man, it's going to be big.
I am so
sold out
pumped.
crowd, man. Big.
It should be a good one. And we're going to recap it next week and we'll see if the Tigers can get it done. And man, what a win. Oh, yeah. Marcus is already confident about it. But this is another edition of Slinging with Marcus on the Chase with Jace. Hope you all enjoyed.
love it when I turn up the bass. They love it when I turn up the bass. They love it when I turn up the bass. They love it when I turn up the bass.
Hey everybody, I'm here. My buddy Marcus, Jason along. Let me take his hot seat for a little bit. But we're still on Chase with Jace here. You know, I got to say some things about Jace real quick. You know, since we've been working together now for a few years, Jace has really done a great job here. If you guys have, you know, I appreciate everybody watching the show and supporting Jace and everything he's done. I can't ask for a better guy to come on board Gridiron football.
Yeah, man. I mean, this was one of our blockbuster deals that we've been talking about, and that we've and when we put it out last year, well, I want to say last year, that was actually this year. I'm saying, but when we put it out, and we put the ad out, and we were looking for a guy, man, we never thought that we would have this guy. And,
right.
And I remember the day when you sent it over, it was like, man, look who's over here.
Right, that was a shock to all of us.
And from that time on, I mean, since the time he's got here, he's done a great job. And he's exceeded expectations of what we talked about, and you know, helped us take this brand to a whole new level.
Right. I mean, it just like you said, a whole new level is an understatement for what Jace has done. So, if you guys see him around town, thank him for what he does for Gridiron football for me. Does a great job. #1. I can't thank him enough.
Yep. And I might be biased, but I think he's becoming the face of, especially Louisiana football right now.
Pretty much.
I mean,
Pretty
it's happening
much.
quick and it's happening fast. So, man, you know, that's what we want, and that's what we were looking for. But again, I think he's exceeded the expectations of, you know, where we finna go and take this company to the next level.
Talking about taking this company to the next level, let's talk about that real quick. You know, we have our bowl game. We've decided to put it in Alabama this year, over in Gulf.
That's next level stuff.
That's next level stuff. We put it in Nick Simmons' backyard this year.
Correct.
You know, we've had it in the Ogeron, well, not Ogeron, but Kelly's now backyard.
Yep.
Now we put it in Nick Simmons' backyard. You know, we have ties with both these universities. We have ties with, you know, both these states. You know, you played at LSU. I was an intern at LSU. We know the people around LSU. Love everybody. You know, Sam Nader he's still a mentor. I still call him and talk to him. One of the greatest football guys I've ever met, probably ever will meet.
Correct.
Same thing with you. He was probably one of your mentors when you was at LSU.
Oh man, still like you say, I mean, I can call him probably today, and I can hear him right now in his voice, and he gonna be able to get anything I need done, or he knows the guy to get it done.
Right.
You're right.
And then over at Alabama, we know Pete Golding. You know, I worked for him when I was at Southeastern. So I mean, we have a lot of ties to both these schools. You played for Nick Saban.
Correct.
So we have a lot of ties to both these states. So putting in Alabama wasn't as big a deal as everybody might think it is, but it's still a big deal.
Still a big deal. And when you start talking about, being able to now start, bringing those guys. I know last year we ended up, opening this thing up nationally, and we had a lot of guys, come in from the Florida area, from the different areas, that Alabama, Texas areas, but now putting it in a whole new location for real, we're now definitely open up those national floodgates even more so, and that's what we are seeing already right now with some of the commits that we've already got.
We're still honoring the Louisiana guys.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, this was all started on a napkin at Southeastern when I was coaching at Southeastern. The idea was to help kids out of Louisiana. Well, taking this thing national was still helping these kids out of Louisiana because we actually offered every All-State player in the state of Louisiana. So if you made an All-State team, you got offered to come play in this bowl game because we wanted to honor those guys first. We offered, if you did, so the Louisiana guys were all offered before anybody else nationwide. So now we've opened it up across the nation. Now, the last 6 weeks, we now got the starting center from Denver, Colorado, coming over to play this bowl game. He's committed. Cole Stanley out of Castle Rock, Colorado, just out of the suburb of Denver. We have a big-time linebacker out of Bristol, Tennessee, coming down. We've got a big-time receiver coming in from Mississippi coming in. We were called last week. One of the coaches at Pensacola Catholic called us up, said, "Hey, I have 3 guys I want you guys to put in that bowl game. They all deserve the right to be there. One's committed to Florida State, one's committed to Troy, and one's committed to South Alabama."
Right.
So this game is very talented for and getting bigger and bigger. Every year, even the year you coached in 2019, you coached this game.
Correct.
We had some tremendous talent that year. I mean, that was just Louisiana kids.
Right.
And then last year, we opened it up a little bit. We had kids from Mississippi. We had kids from Florida, kids from Texas, one from Virginia, I think one from Ohio. And it was just an unreal game.
Mm-hmm.
This year, we've got a lot of kids from Louisiana. But we got kids from Texas, Colorado, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee. So the floodgates, as we call it, is opened up. I mean, people outside the state of Louisiana has realized what we've been able to accomplish here. It's about the kids. I mean, everything we've ever done is about the kids first. I don't really care about making a big profit. I got to make pay Jace, but the rest of the staff. But I don't really care about that. The money's not the issue. The money's going to be there. What we make it as a priority here is getting these kids seen. And that's what you and I work our butts off on day in and day out. Even at Woodlawn or here at Gridiron Football, we work on getting these kids seen, get these kids the exposure they need to get to that next level. So that's what it's about. And that's what this game really brings to a lot of kids. We're really excited about a lot of kids that's committed already. We had John Barr committed last night. He's committed. He's going to ULM. He's already gave his verbal announcement to go to ULM. Mm-hmm. We've got guys like oh Lord, I am gonna put myself in a spot. Well, we got guys all over.
A couple guys from Rose Pine. I know we got.
Yes, Bryson Meeks from Rose Pine. We've got Isaiah Stinson from Rose Pine. We've got goodness gracious, a linebacker from Eunice, Louisiana.
Yep.
So there's a lot of great talent already committed to this game, and we're still getting guys in every single day. We got 2 kids from Sophie B. Wright out of New Orleans today. So the talent-wise, it's unreal. At your high school, you might be the guy, and you might be the guy that runs a 4.3 or a 4.4 40, and you're the best guy in the district. Well, here, everybody is the best guy.
The guy from where they came from, and this is just their first look. I mean, we know they're getting exposure. This is their either their first or quote unquote could be their last high school game or first college style game because now you're with guys that will be on the next level that's finished with high school. You're meeting guys from all over, so it's going to give you that college feel or the feel of going to college, and you're going to be able to be on your own for that week out there playing with guys who you will probably see again somewhere in the walk of life for football, and that's what football brings to you. It teaches you lessons, but also helps you build relationships that last forever.
Yeah, in last year's bowl game, we had 92% of kids received college offers, either some before the game, but majority of them was after the game. There was 92% of kids received an offer. Now the other 8%, we didn't say they didn't receive offers. Some of them may not have had grades. We had a kid show up here and a 4.37 or something, 4.39.
Right.
He didn't have an offer because he had I think it was a 2.1 or 1.9 GPA and a 14 ACT score. We were able to get him into a prep school,
Right.
just because he ran a 4.3 40.
Right. Speed
But
kills, man. Speed kills.
right, but you know, if you got to have that GPA, but ultimately we've helped a lot of kids last year get offers that otherwise didn't have them. I mean, you had a receiver from your school, KJ Jones.
Yep.
He came in and had a
50 something yard touchdown, and then it ended up and he's at Grambling right now.
Right. His mom calls me up, says, "Hey, the coach saw the bowl game and he offered it because he had that 56-yard touchdown." I'm like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, I can't believe it." You know, you had a defensive end, actually,
Yep.
another one.
Alex McNeely.
Alex McNeely. He had a
Yep.
great bowl game weekend. He wound up getting an offer out of the game.
And he's actually here at Ireland Western.
Yeah.
And he ended up going there. Yep.
So the game works. I mean, what we've done over the last 5 years, something like that.
Yep.
We've been able to put together a great environment. So if you've received your offer, get your paperwork in as soon as you can, so we can go ahead and get everything taken care of for you. This month magazine, be on the lookout for every kid that's committing to the bowl game. We're going through and putting them a full page ad in the magazine.
Right.
So you will see their highlights every month. You'll be able to see who they are, who they're competing against.
Yep.
This game is becoming one of the biggest games in the nation.
Oh, it's getting big.
It's getting big.
Bigger. Yep. Yes,
You know.
indeed, man. But like you say, I mean, obviously we do want to go to the game, but at the end of the day, we want to continue to
Help the
keep
kids.
that track record of what we've been doing, and now we just getting to do it on a bigger stage and more kids now.
Right.
Yep.
So this is the thing is, if you guys want to come support the game, we're looking for supporters for the game. Give me a call or send us an email if you want to sponsor a kid or sponsor a boat, sponsor the game. Just let us know. Contact Marcus, myself, or Jace, and we'll set you up to help a kid out. If you want to come watch the game, it's going to be in Orange Beach. It's going to be at the Sports Complex in Orange Beach, Alabama. It'll be on December 30th. We will have a junior high game, which will feature junior high kids, 7th and 8th grade.
Correct.
7th and 8th graders from not just Louisiana, but we talked to a coach from Oregon. He's bringing in some guys down from Oregon. Another coach bringing some down from Idaho. We got kids coming from Louisiana, Texas. So the only state that can't participate in the junior high game is Alabama because their high school athletic, their rules. So the other 49 states can bring a kid to the junior high game. So if you would like your kid to participate in the junior high game and get the same exposure as the seniors, then have them sign up through our website, gridironfootballusa.com. Go to our bowl game page, scroll down to where it says junior high bowl game, and sign up through that link. For the seniors, make sure you're there. If you want to get tickets, you can get tickets. We've also we got all that set up through our website. Same thing. Go to our bowl game page, as well as discounted hotels for that week. You can go through our website and get the hotel situated, so you can come down and be a part of the festivities. We have a 707 Blitz where you and some of your former teammates can get up and talk about. We call it 707 Blitz because one thing we and you've always wanted to do is have a praise and worship night associated with the bowl game.
Right.
Because we have so many young men coming in, and as Christian men, we feel that, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but we feel that we're fishers of men. Our job is to motivate and help and guide young men to become better men in the future. So we just do it with our Christian faith. So we've always wanted to have a praise and worship night, and we've never been able to do that before. Well, the city of Orange Beach has come together and helped us put together a 707 Blitz. And what that is 7 former NFL guys like Marcus, I think Tremone, Divery, who else was going to do? I'm drawing.
My guy up north, big lineman.
Oh, Pat Williams.
Pat Williams.
What they're going to do? They're going to have each one of the 7 guys are going to get up and do a 7-minute presentation testimony about how football has impacted your life, how God has impacted your life. It's something motivating for these young men because these guys, we got guys coming from all walks of life coming to this game.
Yep.
You know, every year there's been a kid show up that gives me goosebumps that I can't believe that this kid walked through the doors. You know, one year as a kid, his mom was on hospice. One year, a kid, you know, he was 6'4", 300 pounds, and nobody even knew the kid had a 4.0 GPA.
Right.
You know, you have kids showing up every year. We had a kid show up one year, had his neck cut right before the game.
Right, from Capital, right.
So we wanted to help these young men, you know, realize their full potential as men, not just as football players. So one night of the week of that bowl week is a 7-on-7 blitz. The next night is a jersey ring presentation. Then we have a coaches social, and then we have the bowl game the following night. So if you'd like to come and be a part of this, coaches, if you want to come be a part of this, we've opened the door for coaches nationwide. Come down. We want you to be a part of it. We want you to come in and talk about your programs to Marcus or to Pat Williams or to Devery Henderson or Michael Clayton or, goodness gracious, anybody's down here. You know, it's a great networking opportunity for coaches wise.
Right.
If you're a player and you want to be a part of this, if we did have not invited you, your head coach must contact us, because we want to make sure, one, can you play the game of football? And two, are you academically eligible to play college football? So you have to be offered to be able to play in this game. We're not just opening this up for anybody that wants to play. So we are going to protect the integrity of this game. So have your head coach reach out to myself, Marcus, or Jace, and we'll get you the contact, the invite. If you're a junior high kid, that is open to any junior high kid that wants to come and participate, that wants to see, because you've got 4 or 5 years to get to that next level.
Right.
So we want you to get there. We want you to see what it takes to get that All-American level, and what it takes to get there and work toward that. So that is open to any junior high kid across the United States. So.
Yep. Well, man, there you have it. I think that's it right there, man. It's going to be a great one. It's going to be the best one yet, I believe. And, man, you get a chance to come down during the holidays, put your feet in some sand. I know it ain't summer, but you still get to put your feet in some sand, see some good football, and see some of the future next guys up.
And I do want to give a shout out to Orange Beach. I want to give a shout out to the mayor's office. Tony's been outstanding down there. I look forward to working on him for years to come. Ken, those guys are great. The guys over at the Sportsplex are awesome. Scott, I mean, I can't say enough about him. And even some of the coaches in the area, you know, like Coach Jones, Laney Jones. He called me this morning and told me he's going to try to help us out, get some food set up for all these players. So a lot of guys are coming out of the woodworks over there. So I can't say enough about the area. We love you, Louisiana. But I think we want to move this. We're trying to move in a forward direction. So we're looking forward to taking all these coaches and kids, and it's put these kids in some great situations.
Yep.
So I look forward to seeing everybody at Orange Beach on December 27th to the 30th. I'm Andy Bryson, CEO of Gridiron Football.